I'm Kristin Smirnov. I teach marketing in the business department. I'm teaching a class in consumer behavior. It's a class where you stop taking the company as the unit of analysis and instead you zero in on individual consumers and say, now we're going to understand what makes you tick.
So I knew I wanted to take a course in psychology, so I decided to take consumer behavior. I think it's really important just for anyone, not even just business majors, just to know the ways in which they try to, persuade you to join their business or take advantage of an opportunity that they have to offer. And it's not always a bad thing, but it's just, the idea that you should be aware of what kind of marketing is in play.
We visit a lot of different places around Los Angeles.
It's not uncommon to have a professor decide to have, their lecture being taught off campus, so you can truly dive deep into not only what you're reading, but what you're talking about in class and then experiencing that outside. So LA is the perfect spot for it, for sure.
We went to the Chinese movie theater, the Getty, which was also interesting because I'd never been. And then we just came from the Grove and the Farmers Market.
They really have to walk around and observe the specific decisions that these two adjacent retail complexes have made to appeal to similar but very distinct consumer segments. Before we go to the Grove, they read articles on the intense level of planning that went into designing that place, and again, how it was designed with kind of the same attention and care that you would get from a theme park. One of the questions they have to answer as part of this visit is, which do you feel is more appealing? Break down exactly how it appealed to you and why you would be more inclined to spend money at this location.
I think the entire day, that day we went out to the Grove and the Farmers Market, was just like an eye-opening moment. Like, oh, dang, yeah, this is LA. This is consumerism at its finest. Disneyland and retail, had a baby, and that's the Grove. First thing you hit is that concierge area. You have like the nice furniture on the side. You have the concierge there waiting. You have the beautiful Bentley. They had a Bentley parked, and just that initial hit as you're exiting the parking lot. That initial hit of wow, okay, it's very, very ostentatious. Very a little obnoxious in my opinion, that just you walk out and you're hit with all this branding, you're hit with all this consumerism.
And then we walked across the street to the farmers market, and I loved the farmers market walking in. It was a little bit more downscale. When you walk in there compared to walking from the parking garage into the Grove, it's completely different.
I think it was two different worlds playing. So the farmers market was very, I feel very a humble area just to sit down, enjoy a nice lunch, and just hang out with your friends.
You go to the farmers market side, you see people enjoying their time, they're eating, they are talking to the locals, they're talking to the people who just served them. So it's a much different atmosphere, even though it's one street over.
And something that I hear a lot from students after they've taken this class is, wow, I did not realize all the ways in which companies were manipulating me to spend money with them. And what students learn from it are essentially all the different ways in which different theories from all around campus, not just in the business department, but all around campus, can be intersecting to drive their consumer decisions. They may see how theories in social psychology, group conformity, social pressure, how different consumer decisions they make are really driven by the need to align with peer pressure that may not be very obvious.
That's that second aspect to this course, understanding that there is this marketing in place, but how do you interpret it? Are you going to make the purchase, or are you going to stay true to who it is you believe you are?
And so I try to push them beyond what you might think of as standard business practices of, here are people, let's make the most money off of them as we can, because that's not the perspective we want anyone graduating from this school to have.
They want you to be ethical, to have judgments, to consider the humanities, and to consider what actually you're putting out there.
You have to maintain that ethical side to you, and I think I definitely have had that, those conversations with not only my professor but other students who are pursuing, careers down the marketing road.
So hopefully it makes them better, more responsible business people in the future. And for now, it makes them consumers with a better defense against manipulation.